3I Atlas. This enigmatic interstellar wanderer isn't merely a comet, nor a mere chunk of cosmic ice from some distant stellar nursery. It's something far more profound, a shadow slipping through our solar system's defenses, whispering secrets we were never meant to hear. October 2025 dawned as the month of revelation, a cosmic deadline etched in the stars. For endless months, every spacefaring agency with assets around Mars had swiveled their probes like vigilant sentinels, all fixated on one elusive enigma. 3I Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar intruder to breach our cosmic borders. Earthbound telescopes had teased fragments of truth, but Mars promised the unvarnished reality. 3I Atlas was already hurtling sunward, destined to dissolve into solar glare until its December reemergence. Yet the red planet hung in ideal alignment, a perfect vantage. ESA's Mars Express and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, NASA's stalwart Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, even the indomitable Perseverance rover grinding across the rusty plains, all stood ready, instruments hungry, locked on the intruder from October 1st through 7. It would skim a mere 29 million kilometers away, close enough to taste its secrets. The MRO's high-rise camera, a marvel resolving Martian craters down to 30-kilometer specks, was primed for glory, the crispest portrait ever of an extrasolar guest. Hubble's July snapshot, snatched from 570 million kilometers, felt crude by comparison, a distant postcard. From Mars, the lens would pierce 20 times nearer, unmasking every scar and secret. This was our shot, humanity's singular window to decode 3I Atlas's essence. But the images it beamed back didn't illuminate. They ignited a firestorm that would consume astronomy's foundations, leaving us staring into an abyss of the unknown. As 3I Atlas inched toward Mars, the planet didn't just stir. It seized, convulsing like a corpse yanked from eternal slumber. This wasn't mild curiosity for scientists. It was primal dread. The object's magnetic aura, a colossal energy shroud, clawed at a world we'd long mourned as lifeless. Mars had slumbered for eons. Volcanoes fossilized, magnetic field a ghostly echo, atmosphere a gossamer veil too frail for fury. Yet Atlas's approach roused it, as if primordial furies slithered awake in its core. NASA's InSight seismometer, buried in the Elysium planitia, erupted with quakes rippling the crust. These weren't the planet's familiar rumbles, subtle, tectonic sighs. No, their cadence synced flawlessly with electromagnetic barrages flaring from orbiters above. Hours in, the verdict crystallized. 3I Atlas bore a titanic magnetic cocoon, a plasma sphere spanning tens of thousands of kilometers, birthed by a nuclear heartbeat core throbbing at its nucleus. That electrified veil swept Mars like a spectral tide, slamming raw power into the lithosphere. Quakes weren't born of inner fury, but forged in electromagnetic torment, Mars shuddering under an alien's unseen vice. Then, the impossible, the planet inhaled. Sealed volcanic fissures, dormant since antiquity, exhaled wisps of sulfur dioxide, as if lightning veins had pried open buried conduits. Plasma experts likened it to terrestrial auroras, dancing veils of light, but this was savagery incarnate. On Mars, the influx didn't shimmer, it shattered the soil. And from that rupture bloomed the tempest. Martian dust devils typically simmer for weeks, patient predators. This maelstrom ignited in mere hours. Charged particle avalanches tore into the exosphere, shattering its fragile poise. Maven's sensors screamed overload, logging ionization surges 1,000-fold beyond norms, each crest pulsing in lockstep with 3I Atlas's plasma wake, grazing the planet's tattered magnetosphere. Cataclysm followed. A dust rampart 400 kilometers tall detonated equatorial, devouring horizons until, in under 6 hours, 1/3 of Mars drowned in crimson fog. Overhead, its anemic field warped into frenzy, readings evoking pulsar infernos or magnetar howls, anomalies unfit for a tomb world. Every spike dovetailed with Atlas's rhythmic blasts. This wasn't a flyby. This was communion, dark, invasive. The chaos didn't halt at the surface. It clawed skyward, ensnaring our orbital flock. As Mars writhed in 3I Atlas's thrall, its guardians faltered one by one. Maven, architect of atmospheric whispers, choked on static deluge. The storm's fury below and flux storms above saturated its plasma probes. Pristine data streams fractured into shards, packets vanishing into the ether. The ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter and its TGO kin wrestled disorientation, the haze's glare bedazzling star trackers, triggering frantic safe mode dives. Spectrometers, tuned for ghostly gas trails, spat only ionized crackle. Even MRO, the unflinching veteran, buckled. Its high-rise eye, chronicler of 2 decades Martian masterpieces, devolved to glitch-streaked voids. Midway through the transit, it auto-resurrected, firewalls flaring against voltages no engineer had foreseen. In Pasadena's JPL Warren, Darmstadt's ESOC Hive, Beijing's Control Crucibles, teams gaped at monitors gone feral, snowfields of silence persisting 6 agonizing hours. Mars vanished, our mechanical spies sightless in the storm. Yet amid the blackout, a lone sentinel prevailed. Grounded on the Jezero crater floor, buffered by regolith and remoteness from orbital bedlam, Perseverance endured. Circuits flickered, mast wobbled, but its gaze held firm. In that razor-thin crevice of pandemonium, our skyward arsenal muted, it craned its mast-mounted eye heavenward. Through the maelstrom's veil and interference's snarl, it seized one frame. A snapshot defying all precedent, etching itself into human lore. At glance, it seemed futile. A silvery smear slashing the vermilion vault. Infrared enhancement unveiled horrors and wonders. 3I Atlas's hide wasn't the pocked, frosted chaos of cometary kin. It was flawless, unnaturally so, mirroring sunlight like burnished alloy across vast expanses. Not haphazard. Albedo etched geometries, razor ridges in parallel, cleaving its form. Intersections at exact orthogonals, birthing lattices. Arcs bending into hexagonal mosaics, evoking scaled carapaces. Nature abhors such precision. This screamed artifice intent woven into the void. Worse, or more tantalizing, was the tail's eerie luminescence. Spotted at solar system's fringe, 3I Atlas's nimbus glowed jaundice-tinged crimson, dismissed by some as particulate prisms. Hubble's prism pierced the lie. Spectra mismatched cometary vapors. An anomaly smoldered in its coma. Deeper in, the hue mutated, jaundice yielding to verdant blade. Terrestrial and orbital arrays logged ionized nickel veins. Heavy metal ghosts defying physics sans infernal forge. Only an internal blaze could vaporize, charge, and corral them in plasma harness. For months, that emerald stasis hummed, eerily constant, like a vessel idling on thrusters. Perihelion near Mars flipped the script anew. Green bled to intensified yellow-crimson, fiercer, fevered. Orbiters and Perseverance's spectrometer ratified it, no mere palette shift, but plasma escalation vaulting to overdrive. Synchronicity struck with fresh aberration. Velocity spike. Hubble's July vigil clocked 3I Atlas at 60 kilometers per second, brisk, ballistic. October's Martian metrics hit 72 kilometers per second. For a behemoth massing billions of tons, a 10 kilometers per second surge defies entropy. It was orchestrated, unyielding, not the spasmodic jets of outgassing ice. Then, the pinnacle of peril. As 3I Atlas bulked against Mars, terrestrial radio ears caught a metronomic throb from its bearing, 0.003003 second cadence, mechanical as a doomsday clock. To Harvard's Avi Loeb, it resonated beyond oddity. It echoed. Flashback to August 15, 1977. Ohio's Big Ear snared a hydrogen line lance, 72 seconds of ferocity. Jerry Emmons scrawled, "Wow!" on the strip, SETI's holy grail, then silence. Loeb's retro trail of 3I Atlas unveiled the nexus. August 12, 1977, 3 days pre-WOW, positioned $600 out, 3 light days distant, beaming from WOW's celestial patch. Verification sealed it. Directional overlap within 9 degrees, potency aligned. WOW's 54 to 212 Jansky flux, from that remove hinted gigawatt emitters reactor scale. Now, Mars side, 3I Atlas's nucleus blazed at 10 gigawatts, eclipsing nature's forge. Theorists splintered. Von Neumann probe, charting empires? Von Neumann seed, adrift till fertile soil? Or abyss gazers? Von Neumann scourge, primed to neuter systems? Substantiation chilled. Mars's EMP didn't localize. Earth arrays, DSN dishes, geomagnetic wards, trembled in sync. A Mars-flung pulse bridged millions of clicks. Amplified, it could cripple constellations, nets, grids. Red planet's rapture might metastasize blue ward. Governments zipped lips. NASA's platitudes masked, analysis in progress. ESA's murmurs cloaked, enhanced monitoring. Leaks betrayed. Pentagon, NATO, PLA redacted doctrines, war-gamed escalations if tendrils crept inward. Data drought deepened the dread. Each observational slot slammed by Martian relapse. Gales, flux lances, rad squalls eviscerating feeds. So what haunts your nights? Is 3i Atlas a scout, gliding our lanes in quiet reconnaissance? Or harbinger, a mute admonition that the galaxy's gaze has found us? Unblinking? Spill your verdict in the shadows below as 3i Atlas's saga spirals onward, each pulse pulling us deeper into the dark.